What's going on, everybody? Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports, bringing you a brand new video. And I'm super pumped because it's been a while since I've done a brand new football boot review video, but I'm back. I'm bringing you a brand new video today, so let's get into it. Alright guys, before we begin, you guys know the drill. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and if you guys have any comments, I always get an answer out to you, so leave those down below. And let's get into this brand new football boot unboxing and review video, and of course we're going to slip them on feed as well, so stay tuned for that. But today I have a boot that I've been actually quite interested in since they initially released, but I have yet to, purchase them myself, but I finally did. I was able to get my hands on a pair, and I'm excited to try these. Now, there are plenty of videos out there about these boots, but I thought I'd give you my take, given that it's been a while, on this brand new release. Let's get them out. They're not the brand new colorway. I decided to purchase the blue, pink, and white colorway because I like the look of it better compared to this new pack that just released with the new Phantom Lunar and the previous one, which was the white and Volt that Holland was wearing. So I prefer the white one. You get a string bag with all of Nike's top-end products, so it's kind of cool extra you get with the blue graphics, the pink accent colors, black strings, Phantom GX written down the back of the bag. So that's pretty cool that you do get that extra from Nike. They've been consistent with that for like the last 20 years. So let's put the box off to the side and talk about the Phantom GX. Now, I had the original Phantom, the Hypervenom Phantom, 10 years ago. And I really liked that boot, but there were a few flaws with it. It really wasn't very durable. The upper was very, very soft and super flexible on foot, but it really didn't last long. Then they kind of got away from that upper. They had some issues with the second generation of the Hypervenom Phantom. They had the Phantom, the Ghost Lace System Phantom that came out a few years ago. I did like those, but again, they were just a bit stiff and everything like that. This new Phantom GX brings it back to something a little bit more similar to the original Hypervenom Phantom, where we get an upper material. This one is made from knit, obviously, but we get an upper material that's very thin, has a sort of a waxy, grippy-like texture to it, and very, very soft and flexible. It's the right amount of softness and flexibility for me, with not too much padding, but a little bit more of an upper material compared to like their Mercurial Vapor. That is too thin for me. I just like that little extra padding on it. That little extra padding, that little extra softness brings the upper a different quality, a different balance, and that's something that I'm a big fan of with this Phantom GX. I much prefer the low-cut version. I don't even know why they still have the high-cut offering. I suppose if they sell, why not? And they do make a little bit extra money on the high-cut versions, but for me, the low-cut versions are the way to go. And the upper is really the selling point with this particular boot right here. So the Phantom GX has this new knitted material that they're calling the Grip Knit. So each individual yarn fiber is supposed to contain this coating to it to have that grip-like texture to it. And they weave it together to create the upper. Again, for me, it's a really nice balance of, it's thin, but it's not the thinnest upper we've ever seen, so there's a nice balance there between padding, softness, flexibility, and you get a very pliable, soft, with a little bit of texture on it upper from right out of the box that I really like. You do get a one-piece design. The low-cut version is much easier to access the laces because the vamp here kind of wraps around the forefoot and exposes the laces, keeping them easy to access when putting the boot on. Again, exposed prime knit material makes up the sort of tongue area and the back portion of the heel. You have an internal heel counter, and you get this on this particular version, at least we have the firm ground stud pattern, a combination of these conical studs with these sort of triangular studs. They weren't available in this color, but I would definitely prefer the AG version where every single stud is conical, and that just allows a little bit more pivot in the ground when moving and maneuvering and playing a game and all that kind of stuff. But this is a boot I'm excited about. I think the upper, like I said before, is really the selling point here. You get a very, very unique upper from right out of the box, and I'm anxious to see how these things fit my particular foot type because, again, I have a wide foot, and typically Nike has been on the narrower side throughout their history. They have had a few offerings that are a little bit wider in the last couple of years, but we'll see if these ones are wide enough to fit my foot, and we'll see what they're like from right out of the box. The sole plate, like I said, I've already mentioned the stud pattern, but the sole plate is this PU material, obviously, nice spring back and very standard sole plate as far as Nike goes. The internal heel counter is wrapped into the design of the boot right here. You get that new Nike swoosh on the back, and that's pretty much it. Mainly a knitted boot, prime knit upper material, exposed area on the prime knit, where the tongue would normally be, the grip knit texture for the vamp, and all of the blue portions of the upper that you see here. That's called the vamp material that they're wrapping around the forefoot. And then, of course, low cut design with the FG stud pattern. So that's the Pantom GX. This particular colorway is my favorite. This one released back in January, and out of all the Pantoms, actually the launch colorway was nice. I did like that. The black with the pink forefoot, that looked cool, but this one is definitely my favorite. I like it better than the white with the Volt, and I like it much better than that new orange one that has just been released alongside the new Pantom Lunar that has been that revolutionary conical 360 sole plate design designed to give you a little bit more forgiveness in artificial turf surfaces. So that's pretty much it for the tech specs and the upper portion of the video. We're going to head on over the turf to slip these things on feet and talk about fit and feel. So, slipping the Pantom GX on feet for the first time. Again, this is a boot I've been excited about, something that I'm actually looking forward to from Nike, given that I'm not the biggest Nike football boot wearer. There just haven't been a lot of models that have interested me, to be honest, but this one is of interest to me, and from right out of the box, you definitely notice that natural softness and flexibility of the grip knit material. I do really like the way the thing fits and feels from right out of the box. It's a little bit narrow in the toe box area, so you have a nice, comfortable, consistent width from the heel to the midfoot to the forefoot, but then in the toe box, it just curves off a little bit more aggressively perhaps than some other boots. So around my pinky toe, I definitely feel a little bit of pressure given that the boot shapes off into this kind of point as you get towards the toe. That's nitpicking the fit a little bit. Overall, it still fits my wide foot pretty well. But again, I think this is an upper that will soften up over time, and I think it'll fit even better once you break the boots in. It's not a leather boot. It's not the out and out softest material that I felt from right out of the box. So I do think the boots will take a little bit of time to break in and soften up, but once they do, I think they'll fit even better than they do right out of the box. So for wide-footed people, I definitely think that the Pantom GX is a solid option if this is something that you got your eyes on. And for me, I am overall quite impressed at the way the boot fits, and I do like the way that the upper material feels and that texture and that sort of waxy element that you get when making touches on the ball. So that's pretty much it for the way this thing fits and feels on feet. In terms of sizing, I would strongly suggest going true to size, which is a good thing from Nike. That's pretty much it for the on-foot portion of the video. Let's send it back to the desk and we'll wrap the video up. So there you have it, guys. There's my review of the Pantom GX in the low-cut version. Of course, this is the elite model, the top of the range one, and I'm a big fan. This is a boot that I've wanted to get in hand in studio here for a while. I do really like this colorway. It's a boot that I think looks good. It feels good. I am impressed. We'll see how the durability of it lasts over time. I have my doubts with Nike, if I'm honest, just because of past experiences. But overall, this does seem to be a solid release from Nike, and I think it gets them on track, given that they kind of lost their way in the last few years, if I'm honest, with some of their releases. So this is one that I definitely have my eyes on. I really like the way this boot fits and feels from right out of the box, and it's a very good first impression for me. So that's it for this video. Mike McIntyre, All Things Sports, signing off for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe, like button, hit the bell notification, leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.